Good afternoon, everybody, or good evening, good morning, depends where you are in the world. How exciting, Lozzie. Day one of the finals, starting with the Knaack Medley. Yes, you're supposed to pronounce the K.
Knaack Medley. I've been to the gym already today, and I was just super excited to get home and have World's Strongest Man start. We had a good session, got a good pump on, but now I am pumped for the final of World's Strongest Man. We've got 3 events today.
3 events, yeah.
What events are they?
Knaack Medley.
Knaack Medley. They got
now.
I believe they're 125 kilo toolboxes.
Okay.
Into a 1,000 pounds or 455 kilo super yoke.
Yeah.
Then we have
the deadlift for reps, which is supposed to start 2 hours after this starts. Obviously, there's usually delays. We'll try and keep up together with the delays and everything, and let you guys know also. You let us know.
Yeah, some people are there.
Exactly. Like, what am I even saying?
We're going to be there next year.
Yes, and then the final event is today is the Flintstone lift, max Flintstone lift. It's starting at 175 kilos apparently. So it's been a slight change in the opening weight, but I don't think anyone's going to struggle with 175. What do you think?
They shouldn't. The guys in the final are all good pressers, but by that point, some of them will have already done 8 events. It'll be the 9th event they're on to.
Yeah,
that gets draining. I think it's good that they're doing the bus pull tomorrow.
Yeah.
If they did the bus pull before that could be quite impactful.
And the bus pull apparently is 30 meters, the course for that. So that is going to be tough.
30 meters is nasty.
Welcome new members, Graham and Carl. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Potts, who is led in bed naked watching us. How wonderful.
I've had a few tweets and things saying people are in bed watching us.
Oh, there you go. In bed, on the toilet, sneaking the phone at work. It doesn't matter. What matters
wherever
is
you are,
here.
Join us if you can, and we're going to have a fun weekend of strongman.
Ron Chop, thank you for the super chat. How do they choose the order of athletes for the first event, Lazo?
Normally, they will go in the first heat. We will see the runners up in each group, or whoever won the stone off, and then normally they have the winners of each heat go in the second run. That's normally if there's 5 against 5. Yes. I'm not sure how they're doing this. It may be 5 against 5. It might be 2 against 2.
It is 2 against 2.
There we go.
And I've heard apparently it's going to be Stoltman v Stoltman in one of the heats. So they like to keep it spicy, don't they? Chad, thank you for the super chat. Your interview was great.
I really enjoyed chatting to Mitchell. It's the first time I've ever had a chance to really sit down and speak to him. What a great guy.
An interesting man, isn't he?
Really, for a 26-year-old at his first World's Strongest Man, he just seems to have his head switched on, seems to know what he's doing. Time will tell how good he is, but he's had an incredible start to his strongman career and an incredible start to his World's Strongest Man campaign.
Indeed. Here we go. Becca, she's just having her first meal of the day and joining us. Thank you, Becca. Then we've got Heidi. Thank you for the super chat, Heidi. Bath time watching Lars.
Yeah, if you're in bed, if you're in bath, if you're on the sofa, if you're at the event, it doesn't matter where you are. Come and join us.
What's this? Patrick, Loz and Liz, how much have you guys slept this week? You never stopped working. Thanks from Spain.
We made sure we had a good night's sleep last night.
Yeah, early night last night. Went to bed at about 10. Woke up about 8 this morning. Fully refreshed and ready. I feel ready to compete, if I'm honest.
You're feeling good today, aren't you? We did ship off the kids for.
No children. That definitely helps. That's the biggest barrier for us sometimes with like lives and everything else is the fact that we do have children. So
we don't mind staying up late.
No,
when you've got a 4-year-old that's going to jump on your head in the morning, it's not so good.
It's a bit rough sometimes, isn't it?
But it's all good fun.
Ben, thank you for the super chat. Hi, great channel. Martins for the win. Can you give a shout out for my friend Greg?
Hi, Greg.
Ben says hi. People say Mitch came across so well. I quite agree. Brendan, thank you for becoming a member. Yes, and yes, let's not forget. He wants to go for the 5'10" deadlift in Cardiff. And after seeing what he's done this week, who will doubt the man?
He's capable of?
Who will doubt him? And we're going to be there. And we're going to film him and spy on him for you guys. It's going to be epic.
Frederick, thank you for joining us.
Frederick, thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, everyone. Finally off and can catch a live. I have no clue who will win, but I'm picking Tom, Alexi, and Mitch on the podium.
That's it, guys. Let us know who you think is going to win. Obviously, we've only got 3 events today, so it's going to let us kind of see how the table's kind of playing out. But who do you guys think is going to win? I know there's a lot of Brian fans saying he's just been saving his energy. Do you believe he can get that 5th title? What about Luke Stoltman? Luke had a brilliant performance in the heats. He's been great all year, getting better all the time. Lots of people supporting Luke. Obviously, the reigning champion, Tom Stoltman. And from what I've seen and heard, Tom has just looked really composed, relaxed. Looked like he wasn't even getting out of sort of third or fourth gear in the heats. He's got a lot more to come in the final. Great events for him. Novikov is just an animal.
Yeah.
Lisis can never be counted out in any competition.
He's so consistent.
He's an incredible strong man. And then we've got Trey Mitchell, who was 4th last year. Maxime Boudreau, who was 3rd last year.
Yeah.
We've got
Aithor
in his 2nd ever final. Gabriel Rayon.
Yeah, Canadian champion right now.
And obviously Mitch Hooper, the sensation of the groups. I think you have to say that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. In terms of a surprise performance and just an outstanding performance in something that most people were calling the group of death. So have you changed your mind, Lazo?
No, I am sticking by my predictions. So my predictions, if you didn't see our prediction video, I am going for Tom number 1, Martins number 2, Novikov number 3. Then I am going for
Mitch Hooper number 4, you said.
I said Mitch Hooper 4 and Luke Stoltman 5.
I chickened out of a top 5. I went for a 3 and I've got Alexei then. No, I haven't. I've got Martins, then Tom and Alexei.
So we both have the same top 3, just in a different order.
Yeah. Dino, thank you for the super chat. Or Dino. Loz, you said in the vid with Hooper, I'm using this as motivation to stop smoking and you're providing amazing distraction. Thank you. Good luck with your bid to stop smoking. It's very hard. I used to smoke.
You've done very well, haven't you?
Yeah, I haven't. I gave up in 2016, but you can do it.
Yeah, best of luck with that, Dino. Thank you very much for the super chat.
There we go. Let's just make sure we're keeping on top of everybody because, you know, we hate to miss your comment. It does get a bit crazy, so we do apologize if later we fall behind, but I'm going to try and keep Lozzie on the straight and narrow. Deadlift Devotion, thank you for the super chat. Tom, Lissis, Hooper, Novikov, and Luke, my top 5. That's extremely similar to yours, just Hooper and Alexei the other way around. Yeah.
Must be a good top 5.
I believe in Brian. Brian has the best track record of anyone when it comes to World's Strongest Man.
And I've said these events, if you look at the events, Brian was at his best in 2015, 2016. And when you look at the events this year, they're very similar to the 2015 World's Strongest Man. And he was amazing that year.
Yeah. Alex, thank you for the super chat. I think Mitch went from 400 to 475 in 4 months, which is just how, Lozzie? How could someone do that?
Yeah, that's just not normal.
I need an explanation.
I mean, people can come up with all sorts of theories, but that is not normal.
The man's an absolute freak. Let's face it, he is a freak. Graham, thank you for the super chat. Loz, what was your favorite event and least favorite event? I can answer the least favorite. Duck walk. What was your favorite event, Lozzie?
Well, you may as well answer my favorite event as well.
Yoke, super yoke.
Yeah. It's weird because I can't think of anything worse to do right now.
Yeah.
And obviously I ended up almost finishing my career, really, getting injured on the super yoke. But I had a lot of enjoyable performances on it as well. I actually prefer the car walk to the super yoke. I just think it looks visually better. And I really liked squatting, deadlifting, any type of grip event. Weirdly, I like bench pressing, but I'm not very good at it. It's not really a strongman event. But
thank you for joining us from Australia,
very
Graham.
much.
Here's a question. Can somebody from the heats come back if there's an injury? If there was an injury before the first event started, so in familiarization, they did always used to have, didn't they?
Someone would have to get injured before they start. And
they'd have an alternate.
Normally, what they do have a familiarization session the day before the final, but it's very rare that anyone lifts anything.
Yeah, no one's
at that
taking
point,
any
everyone's
risks.
just not taking a risk. They just want to get their body as rested as possible. So it's very rare that would happen.
Paris, thank you for the super chat. So excited for today and tomorrow. UK viewers would be happy if it was like USA for watching. For Knaack, Tom, Hooper, then Lissis for first event. Yeah, I'm.
Lissis should be good at this.
I think Alexei would be very good at this as well.
I think Alexei. You know what? I would have said Alexei would be the favourite on this first event, but he was a little bit slower on the car walk than we'd normally expect.
He was.
Maybe
on the
he's
loading,
back.
he was faster than anyone. You can't count out Alexei.
I think Alexei, Tom, there'd be my 2 picks on the first event.
Yeah.
Maybe
possibly Hooper as well, to be fair.
He was good at the loading. He was good at the car walk.
Yeah. Crack Danville, thank you for the super chat. Thoughts on what's going on with Matt Rhodes and World's Strongest Man? Seems very strange. Guy seems a little sketchy, honestly. always talking about investing in wuss. I've only seen, like, I saw his post saying that he'd had some videos taken down and there was some mobile phone footage, but not IMG footage. I know that from experience that we're not allowed to use any footage from the competitions. The only exception, so I applied for media credentials this year. So kind of like how a news channel would, or something like Barbend. And that gives me access to some little bits and bobs, which we're allowed to use in our videos, but then they come with rules. So this long an amount of clips. So there are tons of rules because IMG literally own any content that come out of there. So I don't know what's going on with their relationship. I haven't spoken to anyone from Worlds about it. I haven't spoken to Matt Rhodes. So I don't know, to be honest. But yeah, let's move on. Carl, thank you for the super chat. Alexi loses too many points on the stairs and the truck pull. 2 week events.
I think on paper, I agree with that. It depends how hard he's been. I remember one year, Mariusz Pudzianowski, he was looking good first. He's always looking good, but he had a weak event, which was the Fingers. And on paper, we would have all said, you know, Mariusz is going to struggle on that.
Yeah.
And he'd been secretly working damn hard on them, and he ended up smashing the Fingers. So I totally agree with you. From what I've seen of Alexei, especially when I saw him at Europe's, I was not that impressed with his Fingers.
No,
he's a little bit sorry with his power stairs, and he is a little bit smaller. So truck pull could potentially hold him back a little bit. But I wouldn't be surprised if he's been working damn hard on those events as well. So we will see.
Gary, I found your comment. Here it is. Thank you for the super chat. The content and competition getting me excited for my first provincial strongman competition in September. Well, good luck with that. Like, I know people say, oh, well, Strongest Man, we want to watch it live. I get really frustrated, but we all do get very excited because what really matters is the results, isn't it? Like, we want to be able to see it.
I'd love to do like a proper watch party where we could watch it and people could watch it and we'd all kind of join it together.
That would be amazing.
That would be great, and maybe something we'll work towards in the future.
Yeah. Ron Sharp saying his new least favorite event is the Wrecking Ball Hole. That was super lackluster. Yeah, I think
they tried to do something new, which is good. It's always good to see new events coming along, and I think it needs some adjusting. I do think that. I think
it could have been visually more spectacular. It should have been heavier as well.
It should have been heavier. Yeah. It should look more impressive, I think.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see that they are bringing new events.
Yeah, definitely. And
I like last year they did the turntable. That was cool to see something new. I think this year with the power stairs coming back, and I'm really excited to see what people do today on the Flintstone lift.
Yeah, definitely. Matey, is that? Thank you for the super chat. What event would you like to see return to World's Strongest Man's? Greetings from Germany. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the super chat.
What would you like to see come back to World's?
I think we're probably going to have an influx of comments of backlifts.
Yeah.
I don't know. What would I like to see? I'm like I said, I'm very excited to see the Flintstone lift. Two of my most fond memories watching Strongman when I was just a wee boy were the Flintstone lift behind the neck and the deadlift that they did with the Flintstones. Magnuson deadlifting with these looked pretty awesome. So I like those. I'd love to see a car roll. I think car flipping is just a cool event.
Cool. The nasty event on that. What was it? 1998 was it?
Yeah.
It was like a cursed year for Strongman. Everyone got injured or fell sick.
Mark Philippi, the car kind of fell back on him. That was nasty.
Snapped his leg. But great event.
It is a great event. I've been lucky enough to do a couple of car flips, and I won it in a few competitions. It's just a visually cool event.
It does look cool. Daft Piker, thank you for the super chat. Pa said Hooper looks like Buzz Lightyear. Can the name stick? I shared a meme on my Instagram actually of Mitch as Buzz Lightyear. There's so many memes coming out about Mitch. It's just so funny.
Everyone's talking about him. It's been good.
It's great though. Yeah. Like what momentum going into your coming out of your first competition. I can see him being invited to a lot of big shows. He does look like buzz about the helmet, and there's a ton of buzz about him. Indeed, there is.
There is, Colorado. Awesome source. Thank you for the message.
There we go. Let's see. Dijon, thank you for the super chat. Has there ever been a more open chance of winning this year's World's Strongest Man? I think it's wide open. Rooting for Tom and Luke. I quite agree with you. I think when you look at the events, like on paper,
how wide open do you think it is?
I think it's between maybe 5 or 6 people. Which is, and I don't usually feel that way. I feel like usually it's maybe 2, 3, but I think there's loads of people who could win it this year.
I personally think only one of two people can win.
Really? Why'd you have to be like this? Who?
I think it's wide open.
Do you think Martins or Tom then? Because they're your top two.
Yes, I do think Martins or Tom. I think that the events are. It's funny because I know there's been all this rubbish about like fixing and stuff like that, and people saying, "Oh yeah, it's fixed for Luke." Well, these events are much better for Tom than they are for Luke. So if Luke wins this competition,
he'll have earned it.
He will definitely have earned it. So I don't want to hear any kind of fixing for Luke.
Yeah, but I don't think these are great events for Luke.
No,
to be honest.
I mean,
I've got him around fifth.
He's a great strongman, and when you are a great strongman, you put yourself into that category where you're capable of winning big titles. But for me, based on the events and based on knowing how people are as competitors, I think, all being well, no injuries, no things going wrong, Tom and Martins will be hard to beat. That does not mean it plays out like that.
No, definitely.
And how many times have I been in situations where I've either been the underdog or I've been the favorite, and it hasn't gone the way. I know exactly how competitions go. It's never always to plan, which is why it's so exciting. But I'm if I was a betting man, my money would be on one of them too.
El Press Cat, thank you for the super chat. World's Strongest Man decade, 77 to 79, 80 89, 1999, 2000 to 10, and then 11 to 19 and 2020 to present. In your opinion, which is the toughest decades or era to compete in? I'd say 11 to 19.
I'm probably being a bit biased there because I was competing in that era, but I think it was tough.
Zydrunas
and Brian had a lockdown, and then you had guys like Derek Poundstone, Mike Jenkins, Thor, Eddie, Terry, myself.
Yeah, it was hard.
Kiliashkovsky was in before then. Martins came in 2016.
Oh, apparently the orders are on Reddit. Well, that is one of the things that I have open. I've got a few things open. Reddit. Where is it? Predictions for Medley. Oh no, that's no good. That's it, Lozzie.
Yeah, there's been some great eras. I think the 80s were great with Kaz and then John Paul and Jeff Capes. The late 90s into the early 2000s, I really enjoyed as a fan.
Mm-hmm. All right, okay. The orders, if this is correct, then we've got Brian going against Gabriel Raume in the first heats. Then we've got Athor against Trey. Then Maxime against Luke, so not a Stoltman. Then Tom against Mitchell Hooper. That's a great matchup. And then Martins and Alexei. Oh my goodness. I'm just getting more excited now.
There's some good matchups there.
That's some great matchups. Yeah. Nathan, thank you for the super chat. Favorite strongman from past and present and one to look out for in the future. Past and present.
I don't particularly have favorites.
Oh, Magnus Samuelsson was
from the past, I would say Magnus Samuelsson.
And Vasil Verastic.
I wouldn't say he was like a favorite. I sort of admired him.
Okay.
But it's weird with like the guys that I competed against. It was just they're my opposition. But yeah, from like my younger days, definitely Magnus Samuelsson. He was someone I looked up to massively. People to look out for in the future.
Mitchell Hooper.
Mitch Hooper, Luke Richardson,
Pavlo
Cordiaca. There's loads.
Pavlo Nekonechny.
Shane Flowers. There's so many. There's always new guys coming through as well. I mean, we get to see other competitions as well where there's some incredible
upcomers.
Some of the females.
Inez
is just if you guys have never seen this lady, she is just incredible.
She shouldered. She did a stone to shoulder. I think it was 300 pounds.
She did a 140 or something log lift the other day.
Absolutely crazy. Gio, thank you for the super chat. On the audio, Luke's excuse for saying there was corruption happening is that he lied to get out of worse. He couldn't come up with something else.
Let's remember this was 2 years ago.
It wasn't. It was 1 year ago because wasn't it September? It was last September when Glasgow was held at the same time as the Dubai show.
I thought it was before then.
I no, because he was wanting to do the Glasgow show. That's when it happened last September.
Okay, but regardless, it was still a while ago.
Yeah.
And at the time, Luke didn't do a Giants live show and didn't get a good group at World's Strongest Man.
Yeah, the previous year. Yeah, because he's
Giants Live is the official qualifying route to World's Strongest Man. So you'll usually find if you do well at a Giants Live, you'll get a much better chance of being seeded in a group. And Luke has had two tough groups. But it was only last year he started winning Giants Live shows.
Yeah, and now he's got a better group. fair enough. Like when you look at it, I don't think it was balanced well enough, but I always
Maybe-
think that every damn year I look at the groups, go, I wouldn't have done it like this. But
maybe Luke
it's subjective.
maybe Luke just feeling under pressure said something to try and, because I've been in a situation where promoters are trying to sort of tear me apart, and you know, these aren't the only two promoters that will try and get people to do their shows. It's why we all need to work together and make sure calendars aren't clashing, and that's something we've said all the time. But I've had two promoters before, different promoters to these actually, trying to make me do their shows, and you have to just sometimes just man up and say, look, I don't want to do that show.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, Luke is from Scotland.
Yeah, he was.
Why wouldn't he want to compete in
do that
Glasgow?
one,
Like,
yeah.
even as a promoter, you should understand that Luke wants to compete in Glasgow. It's in front of his home nation, his fans, his family. Of course, he's going to choose Glasgow over any other show. So maybe he should have been a bit different about what he said. I mean,
been more forthcoming and just.
When I was younger, I used to try and please people and keep them happy all the time. And then I realized as I got older, I was like, well,
you're
look,
not a people pleaser anymore.
I'm not
are
anymore.
you?
I'm like, I'm going to compete for who I want, where I want, when I want. And, you know, there's different ways of doing things, but it's all just got massively out of hand and it's just gone ridiculous.
Isaac, thank you for the super chat. Thanks to Lars and Liz for making this feel like a big strongman family. You guys are so supportive and even loving for the athletes, the fans, and the sport. And thanks, Liz, for all your hard work. Thank you so much, Isaac.
Thank you, Isaac. We appreciate that, buddy.
We genuinely love the strong men. Sex bots, where are my moderators? Wow, no, not put user in a timeout. It's supposed to block the sex bots. I get confused. They'll be back. Michael French, thank you for the super chat. Good morning / afternoon from Canada.
We should be getting some results soon. Sorry to butt in.
That's okay. I finally get to watch the live. I really appreciate the work that you two do. Stoked to have 3 Canadians in the final. Thanks, Michael.
Amazing. First time since 2003 that there's been 3 Canadians in the final.
That's without JF Karan, who was the solid man who was always in the final. So yeah, it really is. Sex boxians assemble. Oh, I know. They're just relentless, aren't they?
Very naughty.
Do they ever actually manage to get people to do whatever it is they want to do? Gio, thank you for the super chat. Also sad to see how many people are just sliding it under the rug because Luke is popular. If this came out about Thor, everyone would be on it. I don't think it's been slid under the rug, to be honest. I think people aren't going to allow themselves to be distracted from World's Strongest Man this year in terms of the people that are actually there competing. We talked about it quite extensively on a live on Monday because we already had a live scheduled. We've also replied to comments. I don't think people are sweeping it under the rug, to be honest. It's just the timing is kind of worked against them in some ways because
people want to enjoy the competition. You've got 30 athletes at World's Strongest Man that all adore Luke Stoltman because he's a good guy. So it was very stupid timing, stupid thing to do.
Neil, thank you for the super chat. This is what Christmas is all about. Spending time with your strongman family, watching the World's Strongest Man. It's Christmas come early, Lars. Maybe next year for Worlds I could put up the tree. It'll feel really festive then. Thank you for the super chat. Jamie, thank you also. I also see on Reddit, if anyone liked the comment where World's Strongest Man told Rhodes why the vids were taken down, Rhodes messaged them something nasty. I don't know about that, but yeah, go on.
We've got results from the first heat.
Go on.
So Gabriel Rayam finished the Giants medley in 33.87 seconds.
33.87.
Brian Shaw finished it in 30.78. So Brian Shaw is into the lead so far.
Now that's going to be really interesting to see how that compares, obviously. First results through, guys. How exciting. How exciting.
I feel like I need a pen.
It will all be, go on to Strongman Archives. It will pop up in there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, there you go. You don't need to write stuff down. That's
So.
Hi from Ukraine. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And thank you, Sarah, for becoming a member. Right. What have we got?
Who do you think is going to win this event?
I think Alexei or Mitchell Hooper or Tom. I know that's not very committal, but
Tom against Mitchell Hooper is going to be good.
That's going to be, and that's great because you want a fast guy as your pacemaker, don't you?
Well, you do, but you've also got to make sure you're focused on your lane because if you're getting distracted,
you're going to make a mistake.
So that's what I love about head-to-heads and why sometimes I'd like to see 5 or 10 guys going head
I
to
used
head.
to love the 5-man race, like the frame carrier in 2011.
Yeah.
It looked
It
brilliant.
puts pressure. And when it's just you on your own, you just focus on what you've got to do.
2020
But when you
was
see
bad for
someone
that,
kind of
wasn't it?
coming along, or Mark Felix is really bad for this, where he'll look across.
Oh, I know. If you look at any footage of Mark, he's looking in someone else's lane.
Yeah.
It's funny.
But it makes it exciting and it adds the pressure.
Yeah. Mayor, thank you for the super chat. 3rd consecutive year with a Canadian podium, first timer in 3rd. I like my patterns. I love a pattern and a statistic too. It's possible, you know, it is possible.
It's very possible.
Yeah, because we had JF obviously for the first time on the podium in 2020. Then we had Maxime Boudreau last year. And could it be Mitchell Hooper or Gabriel Rayam this year? Who knows? I can't wait.
do you think Brian's time of 30.78 is good enough to hold up for first?
No, personally. I just, with all the really fast guys coming, probably not. It's impossible. Like, we're not there. That might be a blistering fast time. Unless you see it, you don't know. But I would expect there will be some guys that will go quite a bit faster.
I think so.
The landlord, thank you for the super chat. How much do I have to deadlift to get a wife like Auntie Liz? 435 kilos and not a kilo less. I'm joking. 400.
Does that mean you're leaving me now? Because I can't do that anymore.
Just pretend that you can and we'll be okay.
I'm just going to continue the back in the day.
Yeah,
stories.
Back in the day. You would like Uncle Albert during the war. Jared, thank you for the super chat. Who wins a pure strength style partner comp today? Ooh.
I reckon someone like Novikov would be really good in the pure strength.
A team comp, like the 88 and 89 ones. Novikov with a Pavlo. Either one, to be honest, would be,
They would be great. Obviously, I mean, if we change the events to be a bit more modern, it'd be different.
Stoltman and Stoltman would be a good team as well, to be fair.
There'd be some awesome teams.
There would, yeah. If you
some really good
pair
teams.
up by nationality.
Maybe Trey and Martins. That'd be a good team.
Very good.
We could have some.
Evan. Oh, God, this should be a thing.
We should make it happen. Well, there's going to be the UK versus the US in November.
Yeah, let's see how that goes down.
Is it November?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. The Liverpool show.
Liverpool,
Yeah. Bums Pad, thank you for the super chat. Get yourself a coffee on me. Thank you for all you do. Oh, bless you. Thank you. We're always predicting top 3 to 5. Look at the lineup. Who's your guess for bottom 3? What an unfair question. Right. I say probably. Oh God, this feels horribly unfair.
I think
probably Aethor.
I think Aethor and Gabriel will come.
Yeah, bottom
10th and 9th.
Yeah. Who else?
But then it gets.
It's so hard to say because
And let's make this clear. That is still top 10 in the world. They are awesome.
Yeah, they made it out of
these are the top 10 guys. The only thing is, at World's Strongest Man, to be competitive, you need to have what I like to call weapons. You need to have events that you are amazing at. And I don't think Aethor has anything that he's amazing at, but he certainly doesn't have weaknesses either, which is why he's such a good, solid strongman. But when you're against all the other best guys, you've got to be amazing to win. To get points at World's Strongest Man.
Yeah, sorry, can't give you a third name. It's too hard.
Aethor and Trey up next.
Ooh, possible pilot deviation. Thank you for the super chat. Nothing special to say other than howdy y'all.
Howdy y'all.
Howdy y'all to you too. And then we've got Jason Love Strength. Thank you for the super chat. Taking a break from my own live stream to show you guys a little super chat love and ask if Hooper doesn't win the whole dang thing this year, do you see him as a realistic threat in 2023? Thank you, Jace. That's very kind.
Thank you for coming to join us, Jace. And yeah,
absolutely. How can we say no now? Like, you know, with more experience and confidence, as long as he can keep his body safe and injury free, then there's absolutely nothing to suggest this man isn't going to be in contention for the title.
I just want to see him around, see him do lots of competitions and compete with all the other top guys, and we'll really get a good idea of how good he really is.
Definitely. Matthew Payne, thank you for the super chat. Is there a final event which you think we're going to look back on and say was influenced? I think the Flintstone Barbell is going to separate a leading pack from the rest. Oh, influence. I'm thinking corruption again.
Right. Too many people.
Yeah, it's going to be separate the leading pack from the rest.
I think the Flintstone Barbell could well be that event because there's a lot of unknowns about it. Firstly, the bar that they're using is a little bit different to bars that people would be using like in a normal Olympic type lift. It's thinner, it's a little bit more flexible.
Yeah.
The flooring, they're going to be outdoors. Talking to Mitch Hooper, it's actually on grass with a platform above it. So A little
Okay.
bit. It's not actually on the grass,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the grass underneath. It's going to be a little bit softer than an Olympic platform would be, or something that maybe some of the guys have been training indoors. And I know from experience competing at Worlds, sometimes, I mean, I did a squat that was slightly on a slant. So things like that, you've got to be good at adapting there and then. But I think, it could be a real decider, because you put a different type of, again, people talk about Luke, favouring it for Luke. If it was favoured for Luke, it would be a log for Max. We all know that. There's no arguing about it. Luke is one of the best log lifters on the planet.
And according to
a
Dan,
bit different for him.
Tom is better at this than Luke in training. So
yeah, according to their coach, Tom is better at this.
I would really like to see Pablo Cordiaca do this event, because he has been so impressive in training. I'm just checking on the phone.
So that could be, it could really be a deciding event.
Jam, man, people really using the paid comments to get their hot takes in. Yes, they do. And then I'm stuck there reading them out and having to.
It's funnier when they would just make you say silly stuff.
Yeah. Rather than political.
That's very
French. Kind. Thank you, Michael. Happy birthday, Auntie Liz. Early. It's not until next week, but have a well-deserved 4th of June. Yes.
I nearly got it right. I nearly said July. That was my ex.
I know. I was just about to say, isn't that your ex's birthday? Oh, have a well-deserved spa weekend on my own. Have a birthday drink on me. Uncle Loz, make sure to spoil that awesome, hard-working wife.
I'm going to have to now.
After that,
guys.
Faux pas. My goodness. Can you believe?
That was not clever.
The audacity. What incarnation, Lozzie? What incarnation?
Just to save myself, I'm just trying to focus on these results. I was distracted.
Yeah, you will be in a minute. Gregors, thank you for becoming a member and joining us. Who have we got here? Gio, thank you for the super chat. What are the weights for all of the events? Do you know that off the top of your head, Lozzie?
For the Knaack Medley, I think it's 125 kilo boxes into a 455 kilo yoke. So a 1,000-pound yoke.
We don't know about the deadlift, do we?
The deadlift I've heard is 360 kilos, but I think it's like on a frame.
Okay.
So it's hard to say that's exactly what's in your hands. It's like
depends on the pivot point and everything, doesn't it?
But it'll be heavy. The truck, we don't know the truck weight, but it's 30 meters.
We know the
bus, I should say.
Yeah. The Flintstone is starting opening weight 175, but we don't know the weight jumps, because my understanding is that it's going to be done rising bar, so there'll be
more results.
Go on, more results. Go on.
So looking good for Brian so far. Athor in 37.61.
Okay, yeah.
And Trey 33.54.
So Brian's the fastest.
Trey just beat Gabriel, but Brian is still in the lead with that 30.78.
So far we've got Brian, then Thor, then Gabriel, then Athor.
Thor.
No, Trey.
when did Thor come back in the country?
I've got back in time. I was thinking Athor in my head and Trey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So far, Brian Shaw is the fastest time, then Trey, then Athor, then Gabriel.
Cool. Do we know any other event weights?
The stones are slightly lighter than last year, but they are running them in. So last year it was up to 210 kilos. This year, I believe
it's up to 200 kilos.
But is it 150?
150, 160, 170, 180, 200. I think it's something like that. But yeah, they do have the additional run in with them, so which is a slightly different element. Frederick, thank you for the super chat. Okay, now I have my motivation. We're deadlift 435 sometime in the next 10 years. Go, Frederick. We're all rooting for you.
You know why he's doing that?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. To get a wife like me. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Not
Frederick.
To steal your girl.
Well, there's lots of people that can deadlift more than me now.
And I'm still with him.
Yeah.
So Grady, thank you for the super chat. Who's an up and comer to keep an eye on besides Mitchell Hooper? Thank you all for the hard work. I love the content. Thank you, Grady.
There's so many up and comers across the world. You know, there's so many great talented athletes. Obviously, I know the British athletes the best. And, you know, I think Shane Flowers is really worth keeping an eye on.
Both Pavlos, Cordiaca and Nekonechny.
Definitely.
Spencer Remick.
Spencer's great.
And who's the other guy who was on the podium at OSG? He's going to be doing
Tyler Cotton.
Tyler Cotton, that's it.
Tyler Cotton's worth looking for. There's loads. I forget people all the time. Then I'm like, oh yeah, I should have said him.
Yeah.
But there's so many great talented athletes. And there's people that I train that I think are going to be really good in a few years, but they've got to understand it takes time. Guys like Pavlo have been training a long time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It doesn't happen overnight. And there's a lot of people that think they're going to get there in a year or two. It takes 10 years.
Yeah.
Realistically, you get freaks like Andy Black, who's just jumped onto the scene,
and Mitchell
Hooper, but that is a very, very even
rare.
Eddie Hall had been training damn hard for 10 years before people really start to know who he was.
Yeah.
It takes time to get to this kind of level.
Daniel, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate all the work you two put in to make awesome content. Keep it up. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
There we go. Are you all right, Lasse?
I was just getting distracted by
any
something jumping about
through?
on the results page, but it's no new results yet.
Mikey gets married on my birthday. Lovely. Well, congratulations and good luck to you on your wedding. We hope it's lovely.
I just realised it's also our anniversary in June.
It's our anniversary on the 14th of June. And annoyingly, we're working. We're doing something. We said we do. It's not even work. Like, we're not even getting paid. We're going and doing a talk in a school for Giants Live somewhere in Cardiff.
Okay.
Yeah. For, to promote the Cardiff show. Never mind. Thomas, thank you for the super chat. Oi, Liz and Loz, if we had peak Loz competing in recent comps, such as the Shore Classic, especially the 2021, how do you think you do on the events, Lozo? Peak Loz.
What were the events at the Shore Classic? There was a yoke.
There was every event. There was
a yoke and a farmer's or frame.
There was what was it? A wheelbarrow into like an arm over arm.
I'd be good at the wheelbarrow and bad at the arm over arm.
Yeah. There was a slightly funny squat, which was like
that was a hard one to predict. The results on the squat were a bit dodgy because a lot of people weren't squatting that deep.
There was a max log. There was the Hummer tire deadlift. There was the stones. Oh, and there was throwing.
Yeah, good and bad. There was good events and some not so good. I probably would have been mid-table, higher mid-table in my peak. I don't know. It wasn't the best set of events for me, but I would be competitive.
Yeah, there we go. September Silvers, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for the live chats. No one in my world is into strongman, so it's nice to have people to enjoy this with. And that's exactly why we do it, because it is still a very niche sport. It's not like you're going to the pub with your mates to watch the football, is it? And most people don't have their mates into it as well. So
I went to get my beard. I went to get my beard trimmed the other day, and this guy was like, "Do you like football?" I'm like,
"Nope,
nah.
Nope, definitely not." Matthew, thank you for the super chat. I always thought the 2017 controversy Viking press was a moot point. The plane pull was an expected win for Thor, but Mateusz Kwiatkowski had other plans. Would have been a tie if Thor won that. How does ties work? So
it would go on the result of the stones.
Yeah, and
I meant Thor would have won.
Yeah, that's true.
But Thor didn't win. Kwiatkowski was better at the truck pull. Plane pull, sorry. The plane pull was tough. I was there in that show, competed in it. I think I came fourth on the plane.
Yeah, and Mateusz was still relatively new to the scene. He was only a couple of years into his career at that point, and I don't think people expected him to win the plane pull.
But we all know how good he is now. When he's competing and he's not injured.
Yeah.
Luke and Maxime are up.
Oh, how exciting! Oh, this is not a good event for Maxime though. The yoke.
No.
But I expect Luke to be pretty fast.
Luke's improved a lot on this event.
Yeah. Carl, thank you for the super chat. Is 29 too old to start training strongman? Asking for a friend.
Definitely not, Carl. Not too old at all.
Mark Felix started strongman when he was 37. So
there's plenty of people that started around, late 20s, early 30s as well.
It's not really about your age. It's the miles on the clock, isn't it?
As long as you can stay injury free, and as long as you've got natural talent as well. That's another thing. So to be the top level in strongman, you need incredible genetics. It's not just going to be gifted to
but you don't need to train to be the top level. You can train it for fun. You can train it to do it locally or even nationally.
I think that's one of the things with strongman is a lot of people think they have to try and become the world's strongest man.
And you don't know.
You can enjoy it like
not that many people
Sunday League
want
football.
That. Yeah, exactly. Brad, thank you for the super chat. Brian Shaw complaining the weights are too light in his interview after his run, called it a drag race. I don't know. Is that for this one? This event?
Maybe he's there. I don't know. I haven't seen that.
Well, I don't know, Brad.
Results seem to be coming in.
The problem for Brian is that he's one of those that he'll go the same speed, whether it's really, really, really heavy or a bit lighter. So it benefits him for it to be much heavier. But obviously, then there's more risks of injury and other things if it's heavier. So we will see anyway how his time
Luke
holds
and
up.
Maxime are up. We're just waiting to see what the results are. You can get through a few more super chats.
Dan, thank you for the super chat. I hope Loz got you a big bottle of pineapple Fanta for your birthday. Do you know what? I think it was a bit of a novelty thing. I drank quite a bit of that pineapple Fanta, and I don't think I'd ever drink it again. I think I pineappled myself out. It was a bit by the end of it.
Maxime's time, not too bad for Maxime, 34.11.
That's good for Maxime. Where does that put him? Oh, and
Luke goes into the lead with a time of 28.72. So currently, after 6 men, Luke Stoltman in the lead.
There we go. How exciting. Only Class, thank you for the super chat. Hi, you were talking about ladies' names the other day, so I thought of Laz and Loz. Keep up the good work. We've got lesbians and all sorts going on. What's really funny though is that usually when you type Loz, it autocorrects to Liz anyway. So
yeah, people message me and it's like Liz.
Yeah,
I'm Loz.
Or in this scenario, we don't know who people are trying to talk to. Ryan, thank you for the super chat. Liz definitely said Thor to remind us Loz beat him. I'm just name dropping. I tried to give him the opportunity and he completely forgot. There you go. Tamman, my anniversary is June the 14th as well. Well, when it comes around, happy anniversary to you. Jiminy Crickets, thank you for the super chat. Sweet to say, Loz, but I'm already great. That's Loz's client and friend. Andrew, thank you for the super chat. Thoughts on social media, YouTube, Instagram, and others? Great way to be more of a part of your favorite athletes' lives and achievements. Also a great way for promotion. Any thoughts of this causing distractions? Social media has helped strongman grow like exponentially. It's really been a big reason that
I think one of the real positive things that social media has done for strongman is allow interaction with the fans.
Yeah,
and you start to see the personality of the athletes, because sometimes just watching an athlete do the same, you get 10 guys or 30 guys go and do the same thing, it can be a bit boring.
Yeah,
whereas when you can sit down and see that they're just normal people, but you can enjoy their training, learn from them, ask them questions, figure out their personalities. That makes it a lot more interesting.
But also, it's a great way for the athletes to make money, which takes the pressure off of them with, real life work and jobs and everything.
I mean, you look at someone like me who did strongman for nearly 20 years, and I did it for nothing. I've been screwed over many times. I might have picked up a little bit of prize money here or there, but 9 times out of 10, you'd come away from a competition maybe covering your costs. A lot of the time before you get to that top level, not even, covering your costs. So you've got to do it for the love of it. And now social media has allowed more companies to come involved. The sport's getting bigger. Athletes are now getting sponsorship. Athletes have, they do YouTube pages and Instagram channels. And, it's allowing people to do a lot more and focus on their training.
Yeah.
Luke's a good example of that. He was someone that was working full time on the rigs and oil rigs. Now he sells merchandise.
Yeah.
They've got their YouTube channel.
And it's very much thanks to social media.
Yeah. And people enjoying what they do and helping the sport grow.
Splatboy, thank you for the super chat. The problem with loving strongman is that I wanted 20 people in the final and now I want 10 on the podium. Love from Portugal.
This is true. But this is why you've got to be like me. I love all the guys. I think they're fantastic humans. I know what they go through, because I have that understanding of how hard it is to be at World's Strongest Man or any top level competition. So I understand what they're going through mentally and physically. But I don't ever feel sorry for them, because we all choose to do this.
Yeah.
This is our choice to go out there and
it's not about feeling sorry for them. It's just wanting them to.
Oh, obviously, you want them to do well.
Yeah.
But when you want everyone to do well, it's hard, and no one deserves it. You've got to earn it. That's a really important thing. You don't deserve to win just because you're a nice guy or just because of doing this thing. You've got to go there and perform
and be the best.
And that's what it's all about in competition.
Alfie Ward, thank you for the super chat. How do we watch the finals in the UK and the USA? In the USA, it's going to be on Paramount Plus, I believe, in July.
That's a new channel for them.
Yeah.
What's he doing on there?
I have no idea. In the UK, it's going to be on Channel 5 over Christmas. So
we're not fans of this, but
no.
Some people are. Some people love that it's at Christmas.
Yeah.
We personally don't.
No. I want it now. I wanted it 10 minutes ago, but we do understand the barriers. But it doesn't mean we like it at all. Stone Age Dinosaur, thank you for the super chat. Why are we seeing Martins integrate the split jerk this year? And are any other athletes going this direction? I like to see different techniques.
Martins is a very smart athlete, and he's not a former Olympic lifter, but he's well trained in certain movements, and he feels that's the most effective manner for him to put the most weight overhead. It's very difficult to learn and master these movements in the time frame a lot of the guys have had. So you're going to see some athletes actually just push press from the front. Mitch Hooper said he's going to do that. He's more confident with that type of movement. Other guys that are well trained and have that background will incorporate a behind the neck jerk. It allows for more power from your legs. You don't have to have such strong shoulders and triceps to press out.
Charlie Brook, thank you for the super chat. Just wanted to say
Hooper and Tom are out. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, I think this is going to be a fast one. Just wanted to say thank you for YouTube for doing these live chats. I was looking forward to your live chats this year's World's Strongest Man. Thank you, Charlie. And thank you for joining us. Do you know what? Whenever, like this last year, we've been to so many competitions. And this is what people talk about. Not all the behind the scenes stuff. They're like, we love your lives at World's Strongest Man. And I'm like, really? Because I think production quality wise, they're some of the worst videos because it's just, you know.
Us say it,
yeah,
no
not
filter.
even using my nice camera, no filter. but yeah.
I enjoy these ones at Worlds because we get so many people on, and it's just great to interact with lots of people. But we do lives throughout the year, and we have less people on, but it's a bit more intimate, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's nice to get to know people.
There you go.
So if you guys want to join us on a Sunday evening anytime, feel free.
Sundays with Liz and Lars.
Sounds creepy.
Sunday fun day. I meant for it too. Frederick, thank you for the super chat. Liz, I am 59, so you're more than half my age, so Loz is safe. But if in your first Q&A, you said if you two broke up, you would never date another strongman. But what about Rauno? So, no, I did say that, and honestly, I meant it. Loz's career was great. It was great at the time, but I couldn't go through all that again. And strong men are an absolute pain in the ass. As much as I love it, they are. It's like having two men. It is.
What are you saying?
Like double the washing, double everything, double everything. Everything is doubled. The work is doubled. So honestly, I'd probably stay single forever. And yeah.
Just find a nice little non-athlete.
No, because I couldn't be with a little man. I've been ruined it for me now. I would just have to be on my own, sad and alone, and I'll just have my own.
You just be auntie
channel.
To everyone.
Yeah, just Auntie Liz talks shit. It would be my channel name.
I think you should set it. I think you'd get loads of subscribers.
Do you know what? It could be popular.
Should Auntie Liz set up her own channel?
Auntie Liz talks shit. I'm not sure that's
You might
allowed.
have to change the name slightly.
All right. Sorry. Also, we're still pre-watershed. Spencer, thank you for the super chat. Waiting on these last four competitors is giving me anxiety.
I know. Hooper against Tom. We need to know the results.
Oh, us too, Spencer. Oh. And I don't know if you've all noticed, we've got 3 lives scheduled for today. So once this is done, we're going to go. You should all go have something to eat, get drinks, stay hydrated.
I'm going to need food in between these.
Yes. And then we'll be back at 6 p.m. UK time, which is 10 a.m. Eastern time. I don't know what their time zones are called. East Pacific.
Pacific time.
Yeah. Thank you for the super chat. Hope this has already been covered by YouTube, but thoughts on the whole stop when recording fiasco? Have you talked to O'Dwyer post pulling out the comp yet? We haven't spoken to Parr. We have spoken quite extensively about the whole thing. Most of it is on the Monday evening live we did the day before the competition started. So go and check that out. What are the results, Lozzie?
Tom Stoltman, 24:75.
Okay.
That is fast.
Right. So that's the fastest so far. 4 seconds faster than his brother Luke. Mitchell Hooper, 21:96, fastest so far.
Wow, that is absolutely ridiculous.
So far we've got Hooper in first place, then Tom in second place, Luke in third place. I can't see because Loss is messaging. Oh man. Ooh, that just 2 athletes to go.
Incredible.
Martins versus Alexi to come. How flaming excited.
This guy has just been ridiculous. His first World's Strongest Man. How many events did he win in the heats? 3 or 4?
I think he won 3. He didn't win.
He was second, I think, on.
Yeah, on what was the event before the wrecking ball hold? I don't remember. Was it an overhead? Yeah, the log lift. He was second, and then a joint second. He was on the log, and then he just picked up briefly.
21:96.
Wow. Butter. Niskits, thank you for the super chat. The loading event in World's Strongest Man is always too light, in my opinion. It's more about speed rather than pure strength.
I can promise you it's not always too light, because I've done a few where it was ridiculously
really
heavy.
Bloody heavy.
They did one year where they got these really small tires.
2015.
But they weighed about 150 kilos.
Yeah.
And everything
They were
was
just
so awkward
dense,
and dense.
weren't they?
And it didn't look good on TV because the objects were small, but they were the most dense objects ever. And it was just terrible. But it is weird how they change the event so much each year. But
and to be honest, strongman isn't about pure strength. It's about being fast.
A great all-round athlete.
If you go back to the earliest strongman competitions, it was even less about pure strength. It was, wrist rolling and graveling, shoveling, but that's why we loved it, because it's a just complete circus. And that's what strongman is. I would say powerlifting and weightlifting are far more about pure strength, but not nearly as entertaining, in my opinion.
Nowhere near as entertaining. That's why we love World's Strongest Man. It's visually entertaining.
Definitely.
And the athletes are they're kind of superheroes. They can do so many different things. Maybe they're not the best at any individual thing, but they can do everything. You'll get guys there's guys that are incredible bench pressers, but that's literally all they can do.
Yeah, and that's boring.
Or squatter, guys that specialize on certain things. But to be a great strongman, I've seen some incredible smaller guys at deadlifting, especially the sumo style deadlifters. But then you get someone like Thor that could throw the lifter over a bus.
Yeah. That's way more impressive. Big Daddy Blumpkin, thank you for the super chat. Lars, loved the timeliness of your Hooper interview. Sorry. In it, you said being great at 7 or 8 events would make you one of the best strongmen ever. That said, will you ever put proper respect on the name Lisses? Will you ever put proper respect on it? What does he mean? Do you not respect him, or is it because you're saying it incorrectly?
If I'm saying his name incorrectly, then I apologize, but I'm definitely saying it better than Terry was.
Lyces.
Lyces.
Yeah.
But if it's about my respect for Lisses as an individual athlete, then I think you're completely misunderstood. Because it's really weird. Sometimes people say, "Oh, I hate Lisses." Other times people say, "I'm so up his ass, it's unbelievable." Yeah. You can't win doing this stuff.
You literally can't, because if you'll catch one bit of one video or one stream.
I can tell you now, I respect the hell out of every single one of those athletes, because I have put my body through the pain and punishment that they have as well. So I don't think anyone out there can understand what they go through better than people like myself that have done it before.
Heidi, thank you, Heidi. She's saying Paramount Plus is a streaming service. So there you go. It's not something we have here, to my knowledge. So
no,
that's why we didn't know that.
VPN.
VPN it, yeah. Although, honestly, I think the UK production of it is always better than the USA. We get more content, less ads.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So, one pair left.
Alexi
Novikov versus Martin.
Alexi versus Novikov. What am I saying?
Can anyone beat that incredible time by Mitchell Hooper?
Phil, thank you for the super chat. I think, unless I'm wrong on the math, they did order the guys based on total points. Totally justifies Alexi and Martin's being last to go after Grip.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It makes the most sense. I think that's the sensible way. And like I said, I think not yesterday, the day before, the order doesn't matter so much for an event like this. If it was something for reps, it would be, you really want the advantage of going out last. But
sometimes for distance, you want the advantage going out. Like if it's like a shield carry for distance or a cone and circle,
that's true.
Can really, even a truck pull. Truck pull is a big advantage going out last.
Warms up the tires.
It warms up the axles, and it kind of. I mean, usually these days they'll drive the truck or the bus back in this case back and forth.
Yeah,
but you do find times tend to get a bit quicker as you go through.
Nathan, thank you for the super chat. Love you guys. Big fan and passionate about growing the sport. I'm an amateur strongman competing in the Reno Classic next week. Any tips for getting a better bag or keg toss?
Practice also like power clean type movements, explosive movements. That's going to really be your friend on these.
It's next week though. If you go and look,
making sure you're extending as high as you can, trying not to break your arms too quickly. A lot of people make the mistake of breaking at their arms quickly. I can't really get it into the screen. Try and keep your arms as long as possible. The power comes from the legs and the hips. It's not so much from the arms. Look
on our channel, scroll back a couple of months. There's a training session with Loz, Andrea and Ryan England, and Andrea was trying to train for throwing, and they give her quite a lot of advice in that video. So that's a good place.
And good luck in your competition, Nathan.
Yes, good luck. Keen Gott, thank you for the super chat. Termite queens are the longest lived insects. Scientists estimate that they can live for 100 years, though 25 to 50 is the average. Is this an example of someone trying to get me to say something weird?
I thought that was brilliant.
Are you on the wrong stream?
Thank you very much.
Thank you for that fact. I feel enlightened.
So good to know interesting facts.
Yes, very good.
Any more interesting facts, let us know. Liz might read them out.
Then we got Matthew. Thank you for the super chat. With a VPN like NordVPN, you can watch World's Strongest Man on Paramount Plus in the UK. Your son can probably set you up. Perfect. Thank you.
Maybe we can get NordVPN to sponsor us. I've seen them on other channels being advertised.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, we should tell them. Look. These are our T's and C's. Finest Jelly Bean, thank you for the super chat. If you can press more behind the neck than in front and you're doing an axle for max, could you Steinborn squat the axle behind the neck to press it?
Probably not. It's always worth asking in the rules meeting before. I've never seen anyone try, and I think the census is that you've got to clean the axle in front of you. On the log, you're not allowed to touch your head. So I think it would be pretty similar. I've seen people try everything. It's not. I like his thinking. I do. Yeah. I don't think Magnus would let you get away with it.
No, Magnus, no. Carsten the Baker and Matthew, thank you for becoming members. And then Carsten here, thank you for the super chat. Don't think I've ever been this excited to watch a World's Strongest Man. To imagine a World's Strongest Man. I don't think I have either. I don't know what's got me going this year.
It's been really exciting this year. We've spent the whole month focusing on World's Strongest Man.
Yeah, and now it's here.
I mean, we've done a lot of videos this month. I hope everyone appreciates the work that Auntie Liz has put in. Sorry?
I said it's fine.
Oh, no. She has been working very hard. And if you do enjoy what we do, please like the videos and subscribe to the channel.
Well done, Lazo. Do you have any results?
I'm waiting.
Paris, thank you for the super chat. If Martins wins, is it the greatest comeback of all time?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say so. Rogue Invitational, Arnold's this. Yeah, like flawless, absolutely flawless if he can do it.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I get so anxious and nervous. Do we not have anything?
One more result to come in.
Oh, man alive. Come on. Bron Chop, thank you for the super chat. Hoop gonna win deadlift too. Wow,
he might. He
very
really
well
might.
could. He really could. Oh, can you imagine? First two. Oh, there's going to be so many comparisons and stats and facts and everything.
The last time someone won in their first appearance was 97.
Yuko Ahola.
Which was Yuko Ahola. And the only other person to do it on their first time is Magnus Vermagnusson.
Yeah. But what's really special about the prospect of Mitchell doing it is the fact that both of them were already well known on the international scene when they came to their first World's Strongest Man.
Yeah.
And like, this is one of the toughest eras ever. Like Magnus did it before there were groups. So it was more like winning a traditional competition. There were groups when Yuko Ahola did it. So, but it was a different era, wasn't it? He was a great strongman though. Very
Ahola
smart.
Was awesome. One of the first guys to really start incorporating event training into his routine.
Thomas, thank you for the super chat. So, shall Canada take its first World's Strongest Man title with 3 maple leafs in the comp? American pylon with power, or Scotland run to the Highlands with the title? Don't forget Ukraine as well, because I think that's a serious prospect this year.
There's so many great athletes. Just click on that one. So that's true. Bruce Wilhelm was also a first-time winner, but Bruce competed in the first ever World's Strongest Man. It was a little bit different, but yes, and Bruce was a 2-time winner.
Yes, he was. Yeah, he won the following year also, didn't he?
Things are getting exciting.
Do we have any? Oh, I was like, do we have results? George, thank you for the super chat. Do you think Mitchell would do as well on the moving events if the weights were as heavy as Brian would like them to be? Well, in his training videos, what was it?
He's
like
done
a
some
500.
Heavy.
Did he do a 580 kilo yoke?
I think he's done more. Like
honestly,
he's lifted some ridiculous weights.
I think it would suit Mitchell just as well because
I was someone very much like Mitchell seems to be that can move fast regardless. So like I was good at 400 kilo yokes. I was good at high 500 kilo yokes as well. And he's clearly trained very, very hard, coming in fresh. So Martins finishes in 30.6.
Oh, okay. That's quite...
And Alexei in 24.84. Alexei is in third place. Tom Stoltman in second. And Mitchell Hooper, the newcomer, has won the first event of World's Strongest Man. This is crazy.
Oh, wow. So Mitchell Hooper, then Tom Stoltman. No. Hold on. Oh, it's still being updated on here because Martin's...
what do you guys think of that? Mitchell Hooper in his first Worlds, event number 1, he has taken the win.
taken by storm. Let's quickly mop up the super chats. Then we're going to log off because we all want to be fresh as a daisy's bum, ready for the next one. AIM, thank you for the super chat. By far the best strongman couple. Watching while I refeed after cutting a week for tomorrow's nationals qualifier. Oh, well,
go and smash it tomorrow. We wish you the best for your competition.
And enjoy your refeed. I wish I had an excuse to refeed. Dylan, thank you for the super chat. Did anyone else keep checking the spreadsheet yesterday out of habit? It's a hard habit to break. Monday, we're all going to be ruined. I've actually booked us a family day out just because otherwise I don't know what I'll be doing with my day. I'll be lost.
Yeah, we're taking the kids out, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
What are you doing? Stop
I'm trying
pressing.
There we go. Thomas, thank you for the super chat. If Britain's or strongman comps had an eating event, say Britain was a full English feast down, how do you think Loz would perform? Honestly, he wouldn't be that good. I could eat more than him.
I'm really not good. Like, I was fat and out of shape, but I was rubbish at eating like huge meals.
Yeah, I could eat more than him, honestly, especially on special occasions. Thank you for the super chat. Love Samuelson. What a beast. Why do you think us Swedes have lost our touch? We used to love this awesome sport.
I don't know. I think a lot of it could be to do with TV, it not being on TV over there.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some good Swedes I train a couple actually that good prospects for the future.
Yeah, and Johannes was great over there.
Johannes Aho was awesome. There's been other good athletes as well, but it's just strongman over the years seems to have gone in sort of regional kind of domination, and for a long time it was Scandinavia, then it was like it was America before that, then Scandinavia, then it was like Eastern Europe, and it's now starting to become a bit more complete worldwide. So there are some good Swedes coming through, and hopefully in a couple of years we'll see some really challenging at the top level.
Just for anyone who's not on the spreadsheet, so we've definitely got Alexei Novikov winning the first. No, hold on, it's out of order. What is going on? All right, hold on. Something's up with the spreadsheet. Eloa, let's sort it out. We'll come back to that.
Mitch Hooper was in first place.
Yeah.
Then Tom Stoltman.
It's all changing. Just give him a minute. Jiminy Crickets, do you think the car that hit Martins runs as good today as Martins?
Definitely not.
No,
definitely that car was finished.
Yeah, the car's done. Right off. Ollie, thank you for the super chat. Talking about Ahla, what about him getting him into talking strongman?
I have tried a number of times, and he said yes,
yeah,
and then just never
disappeared.
Heard from
He's not really a social media guy,
and then he said yes, and then it was hard to he's just. We'll have to go to Finland one day and make it happen.
We'll just turn up. We're here for the talking strongman. Can you imagine? Let's just do it. The moose is loose. There we go. Right. I do think I'm up together on the super chats.
Guys, go and have a cup of coffee, a tea, a meal, whatever it is.
We will be back in just under an hour for
Join
event
us
number
on our
2.
next live. Thank you all very much. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys very shortly for event number 2. Take it easy.
Everybody smile and wave.